Vehicle Spec family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2026 Honda Ridgeline RTL in platinum white pearl with the brown interior. Now the lineup for the Ridgeline, the base model is the sport model, which is one notch below this one. Then you go up to the RTL, the Trail Sport, and you go up to the Black Edition. For 2026, the design is the same as 2025, and I think the only changes were on a new color on the Trail Sport and a black roof edition or option on the Black Edition, and that's pretty much it. So starting off with the front fascia here, you do have your not full LED headlamps. The low beams are LED, the high beams are a standard bulb, and you do not have the daytime running lights like the Trail Sport and the Black Edition. Your daytime running lights will be the traditional high beam bulbs. Also down below, you do have a standard bulb turn signals, but you do get LED fog lights on the RTL. Now the lower portion of the bumper, it is flat black. The main grille is also flat black. Every Ridgeline have a unique grille or color. For example, this is the same exact grille on the Black Edition, but the Black Edition is gloss black, where the RTL is flat black. You have your Honda emblem there that houses your radar for your Honda sensing features, and then you have a chrome eyebrow kind of cut above into the headlights as well. Platinum white pearl, a very popular color on Hondas and Acuras, and you've seen me do many walkarounds using this exterior color. Now, stepping up from the sport model, you will get these 18-inch machine finish alloy wheels with gray inserts, and these are wrapped around 245 60 tire wall R18 tires. These are Firestone Destination. Now, continuing from the front bumper, you do have the flat black wrapping around, going underneath all the way to the rear. The RTL will also give you a half body colored side mirrors, half black on the lower portion, flat black on the lower portion, and you have an LED turn signals integrated into the side mirrors. Wrapped around the windows are chrome. Door handles are body colored. You do have some creases in the body line to kind of give you that truck definition. Once you see one of these, you know it's a Honda, you know it's a Ridgeline. This Ridgeline is equipped with a protection package. So you'll notice wheel locks, splash guards, and I think either a bed divider or a under tray trunk for the second row, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Taking a look at the rear of the RTL, up above you will have a shark fin style antenna. It is body colored. This window spoiler here is full body color as well. You have a LED third brake light. You do have a power rear glass that's standard on RTL and up. The sport model will have a fixed glass. You don't have the power. You do have one size bed on every Ridgeline. And actually, the cab is one size as well. So there's no long bed or short bed or suicide doors or anything in that nature. You do have Ridgeline stamped into the tailgate to let you know what you drive, just in case you forgot. Or if someone behind you don't know what they're driving, they're gonna know. You do have the Honda emblem in chrome as well. On the Black Edition video I made, I didn't notice that this is a combination tail light. So your brake lights are LED, which is right here, and then your turn signals are standard bulbs, and your reverse lights are also standard bulbs. You do have LED, I believe this is LED for the license plate lights as well. You do have flat black on the lower portion bumper, reflectors there. Every Ridgeline comes standard with a hitch, which is nice. You don't have to add a towing package like you do on the Pilot. You also have your pin connectors here as well for your trailing as well. And you kind of have these tow hooks into the hitch, also standard. I love the dual exhaust that's standard on the Ridgeline. Dual exhaust is kind of hard to find nowadays, but you still have that guy on the Ridgeline. And the tailgate itself, it can open two different ways. So you can either pull this guy down, it'll drop for you. There's no assist to drop the tailgate. So if you let it flop down, it'll just flop down kind of like an old school truck. And if you close it, on the lower bumper right here, it says release, because there's a button, there's a lever here to open sideways. That way you don't need to climb over the tailgate to get into your bed of your Ridgeline. Now, every Ridgeline is lined, and you have tie downs all around as well. So you can see there, the wheel wells don't get in the way. I like how short it is. You do have additional storage in here, but you do not have the power outlet like you do in the Black Edition. That's unique to the Black Edition. It's just storage, and you do have your lighting, not LEDs, but you got standard bulbs in here for your tailgate. And you do have an in-bed trunk as well. So for example, you have the handle here. You can lock it with the key, or it can lock with your smart key as well, which we'll look at that in a second. And you have plenty storage in here. So yeah, so this one has the divider. These are optional. You can get that added to your Ridgeline if you wanted to. But look how deep it is in this trunk. And you can put all types of stuff in here. Suitcases, luggage, guns, you know, whatever. It is lined from the weather, which is nice. You do get a donut spare tire with your tools where you slide that tray out. Actually, there's like the little knobs right there. Another one right there. You turn those and slide that guy right out. And there is a drain plug in here. So it's easy. You can clean this guy, or you can tailgate if you want to, but very unique and very deep. I know certain trucks are trying to have some type of storage like in the tailgate or kind of in the bed, but they're not as big as this guy. Oh, gotta slam that guy. Closed. Before we jump into the Ridgeline, here is your key. Now the key fob is not the new key fob. Almost every other Honda has now, the more smaller, curvier one, not including the Prologue. The Prologue has like kind of that GM key. But you still have the older key with all the Ridgelines. You have lock, you have unlock. You do have remote start. So to start up remote start, you will lock the Ridgeline, hold the circle that says hold. It flashes at you to one time. You let go, then it will turn on, and it will flash at you 6 times to let you know it's running. Because if you're inside, this truck is really quiet. You probably don't know what's going on. You have to pay attention to, the hazards are on, so that's why I keep flashing. But you have to pay attention to the flashes when you turn it on. And when you want to turn it off, you hit the hold again. It flashed one time to let you know it turned off. When you are using the remote start, it will turn on for about 10 minutes. And if you need more time, you can lock it, hold it again. It adds another 10 minutes on top of the remaining time. And your interior temperature will go up to about 72 degrees. And this is the RTL, so you do have heated seats. Your heated seats will come on if it's real cold outside, and it will defrost your windows for you, which is a nice feature. Below that, you do have panic, so set sound alarm off. On the back, you do have your Honda emblem. You have driver 2. The other key will be driver 1, because you do have memory keys that can also store your seat position to your key, which is nice. You have this little switch right here. You turn and pull, and there's an emergency key blade in the fob, because on the driver door, you do have a key hold. You also have smart entry, where the key has to be in proximity, and you can put your hand in the door handle, and it'll unlock for you. It's only on the driver and passenger door. The rear door handles did not have smart entry like the Pilots or the Passport in those higher levels. This button here actually will lock all the doors. And if you put your hand in the driver door first, it'll only unlock the driver door by default. You can go in the settings and change that to all doors. But if you walk up to the passenger door first, put your hand in that door handle, it'll unlock all 4 doors for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock that guy. And let's take a look at the brown interior. This is one of my favorite interior that Honda finally has been adding a little bit more color to their interiors. You couldn't get brown the last few years on the Ridgeline. I think it started on the 25. Now, this one is a fresh in, so it does have some of these protective stickers on there. But let me actually take that off so you guys can see what that brown interior looked like. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. The top portion of the door card, soft touch. This is soft touch, where you rest your elbow, soft touch. Auto up down for the driver and passenger window. The rear windows you have to hold. Power locks. You do have 2 position memory seats, and that's something you get on RTL over the Sport. You have a chrome wrapped door handle, and you have more storage down below, storage there, and more storage there as well. I don't see a dedicated bottle holder, and you do have your button here to pop open the gas tank, because unlike the Passport, the Pilot, the CR-V, pretty much all of the other Hondas, you don't have the option to just push the door and pop open the tank. You still have a button to push versus those, and you do have a speaker grill down below. Stepping up to the RTL package over the Sport, you will get a 10-way power driver seat. So you have forward, you have back, you have up, you have down. You can tilt the seating up and down. Of course, you can move the back, forward, and back, and you get a 2-way lumbar. No up and down, but just in and out. On the passenger seating, you get a 4-way power adjustment on the RTL. So forward and back, and of course, you can move the seat forward and back, but you don't have an up and down option or no lumbar. Let's go ahead and jump into the RTL. I usually have the seat all the way back, so move this guy all the way back. It is a push button start, so foot on brake, and then you push the button, and it whirls to life. Let's go ahead and, it don't whirl to life, it turns on. Whirling is for hybrids. I'm just so used to saying that. So roll these windows up. And the RTL, just the Ridgeline itself, is a nice interior, nice place to be. The first thing you're gonna notice is a leather wrapped steering wheel. Not perforated, but it still feels good to the hand. Around the steering wheel, you just have flat black plastic all around the buttons themselves. On the left side, you have next track, you have previous, you have a volume, you have a home button. You do have a scroll wheel because the Honda recently upgraded the Ridgeline to the half digital, half analog cluster. You don't get the full digital 10-inch or 12-inch available in the Ridgeline at all, no models. But you do have, at least they updated it because I think 24 was still based off of 2017 when the Ridgeline, this generation originally came out. So Honda gave the Ridgeline a little bit more tech, voice command. You do have your cruise control and some of your safety features over here as well. So main, cancel, resume set, your distance for your adaptive cruise control, and your lane keeping assist on and off. You do have paddle shifters here. And one thing about the Ridgeline, you still have the 9-speed automatic transmission that the Pilot used to have, the Odyssey used to have, the Passport used to have. All of those went up to the 10-speed. You still have the 9-speed in the Ridgeline, but it still works fine. On your left stalk over here is where you're gonna have most of your light control. So you have off, you have auto, you have your parking and on, and for your fog lights, you have that on and off. You also have auto high beam assist standard. And on the right side, you have your wipers, off, intermediate, low, and high. No auto rain sensing windshield wipers are available on the RTL or any of the Ridgelines at that. Now on the left side here, you do have your mirror controls. You do have your Econ Assist. Turn that on to try to be as fuel efficient as possible. You do have some of your safety features down here. So road departure mitigation, on and off. You do have your traction control on and off, frontal collision braking, turn on the lights in the cargo bed, and then blank button because you don't have a high level, you have a little bit lower level. The Ridgeline still has a foot pedal. The Pilot used to have it, the Passport used to have it, the Odyssey used to have it. This is the only one that still has a non-electric emergency brake. So because of that, you don't get brake hold. You do have a standard gas and brake pedals, and you have your dead pedal as well too. There's rubber, and then you have the lever there to pop the hood. The steering wheel, actually let me zoom out a little bit for you guys. It's a manual adjustment, so you pull that lever down, and then you can go up and down or in and out, kind of put it however you want it. Pull the lever back. You do have one air vent over here. You can open and close. Blind spot monitoring is standard on the RTL. It's just on the inside there, so that box will light up instead of it being on that side mirrors. And just like the Sport, you have the same 215 watt 7-speaker sound system. You only get an upgraded sound system when you go up to the Black Edition, and that'll give you a 540 watt 8-speaker premium audio sound system. Let's make our way over to your infotainment display here. Every Ridgeline comes standard with a 9-inch touchscreen display, because previously, like 24 and beyond, this display was just so small and it was an older Honda Link system. Now, this isn't Honda's latest Honda Link operating system. This is actually the one right behind it, so you don't have the Google built in or anything like that, kind of like the Civic and the CR-V now, and you know, Passport and so on and so on. But it is a nice size. It's not a huge 14-inch tablet. I know these pickup trucks now have windshields on the display here, huge iPads. If you're one of those people that don't need a big display, you're gonna appreciate the 9-inch here on the Ridgeline. The left side is physical home, back. Actually, let me zoom in for you guys. You have a physical home, back key, volume knob, power audio, and next and previous track. And you do have shortcuts down below, and that's just all touchscreen. You can hold, drag down apps. I'll show you guys. You just grab it and hold it, and then you can just move it wherever you want, but we're gonna leave that guy right there. We don't need to mess with it. Now you do have all apps. You have phone, you have FM, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it is wireless, which is nice. The Ridgeline has been needing that for a long time. You have Sirius XM still. I know Honda's been, and Acura's been getting rid of XM in certain vehicles. You have Bluetooth audio, you have a trip computer, general settings, vehicle settings, USB, AM is tucked away back here. And notice the apps are highlighted by color. So I think blue is like media, orange is like settings, green is like phone, and so on and so on. You have system updates here. You can have a clock if you don't want to view the apps, which is a nice touch. And there's different, actually, let me show you guys, there's different clock faces you can actually change it to. So if you go there and there, You can see you can have either the analog or you can have digital as well. You can adjust it how you want to. And you have your Honda Link. Now, this isn't the Honda Link that's in the Sport Touring CR-V or the higher level Civics, where you can remote start from your phone and things like that. This is just the standard Honda Link where you get some information from your vehicle. I'm sure once Honda redesigned the Ridgeline, you'll get the updated Honda Link. You can have a compass, smart shortcuts, and display mode for the brightness. And up above here, I'll show you the audio sources. So here are your audio sources: FM, AM, Sirius, USB, Bluetooth, and smartphone, which is Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Easy to use. You don't really got to teach yourself to use this system. Now down below, you have your hazards and your climate control, and they are physical buttons. I'm sure people are getting tired of manufacturers getting rid of all of this and put it all on the display. Some people just want physical buttons. I'm one of those people. So you do get a tri-zone climate control standard. So the driver who sits in the back and your passenger can have 3 different zones, which are nice. Temperature switch here for the driver. Sync will control all 3 zones. So let's say the passenger want to catch on fire and be hot and you stay cold, but then if you're by yourself, you turn this on, now you control all of it all at the same time. Actually, I don't really need it that low anyways. I think 63 is fine. You have your modes: fan speed, AC on and off, air circulation, your passengers toggle. You have on and off for the whole system. You have auto climate control. You can turn off the rear climate control. That way it's just the front, and then your rear settings as well. On the Black Edition, you're able to lock the rear climate control buttons from the rear. It's blank on this one because in the second row, there aren't any options to adjust your climate control for the rear, only up here. You have front defrost, rear defrost, and heated side mirrors. This material they use around this is kind of like a textured material. I like that it's not fully piano black like this piece up here, but you're not going to be touching over here too much. I like how most of that is just a different material. Down below, you do have storage down here. Probably put your phone, receipts, gum, things like that, tissues. You do get a 3-level heated front seat on the RTL. Same thing for the passenger. The Black Edition will give you ventilating seats, which recently was new, I believe, for 25. The Sport, you get no heat seats on the Sport. But below that, you have USB-A, USB-C, and a power outlet, which is nice. You get a wireless phone charging pad, only for one phone. You can put a phone here just for storage or put other things there. Now in 25, I believe, yeah, 25, Honda redesigned the center console here on the Ridgeline. That's why this wireless phone charging pad is bigger and you have more space, and this has all been redesigned too. They did get rid of the captain's armrest that was on the seats. Instead, you just get a wider center console. I think some people like to rest their arm on here better than having the skinny armrest that they had before. Down here, I love the material that they also use. It's not piano black. This is gonna last a long time. So this guy and this guy is gonna wear really good. You have your cup holders here. If you get like a Trail Sport or Black Edition, it'll illuminate different, I think either orange for Trail Sport and red for the Black Edition. You do have the push button shifter. I know a lot of people don't like this in Acura and Honda, but you know, the only difference is instead of you going down to drive, you push for drive. You know, you save yourself like 0.2 seconds, you know, from shifting. And one thing with the 9-speed automatic or the 10-speed automatic, they can automatically put your car into park without you pushing a button. So for example, you have the traditional lever, the mechanical lever you put into drive. If you open your door, it cannot automatically go into park, for an emergency. So for this one, while you're in drive, actually I should give you guys an example. Let's say you're in drive and if for some reason you open the door, it'll automatically put you in park because it's the digital, well, I guess the electronic shifter versus the mechanical shifter. You have park, you have reverse, you have neutral, you have drive. Hit drive again, you put the transmission into a sport mode. Reverse is the only one that's a different orientation. So Honda want to make sure you know which one you're pressing when you are driving and not doing this without looking. Now you do have a multi-angle backup camera. A surround view camera is not available on any Ridgeline. So you have a wide angle, you have a standard view, and you have a top-down view looking below, pretty much on the backup camera by the handle on the bed. Now it's beeping at me because you have cross traffic because this guy was driving behind me, and you have that on both sides, which is nice. You do have the cross traffic on and off button there and your brightness there. You do have a safety net there, and it is trajectory. So if you turn the wheel, it will turn this guy. as well. Put this guy back into park. You do have different drive modes on your Ridgeline. So for example, let me go all the way back to the top. You have normal, snow, mud, and sand. And what's cool with these modes is it'll automatically turn off traction control. It'll automatically play with the computing of the transmission and spin the tires, you know, as much as needed to gain traction based on whatever mode you're in. Like if you go to snow mode and, you know, you put the foot down, it feels a lot slower because it's trying to get you out of snow. So it's actually really nice. And the Ridgeline comes standard with Honda's IVTM 4 system. So two-wheel drive is not available on any Ridgeline, only the all-wheel drive. You have your engine auto stop defeat button here. And then we have the armrest here. So let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. White stitch, nice and soft touch. Like I said, this is new for 25. And look how much bigger the center console is because they redesigned the center console from 24 and older. There's no plugins in there, but you do have a mat, little coin tray, and that's pretty much it. Now looking at the glove box here, it is lockable. And let's see, is it damp? It's not damped, which is interesting. And it's not lined with felt. It's a bin style. It's a decent size. You do have your little emergency switch button there to lock the trunk, which is nice. It's hidden back there. Now above your infotainment display, you do have an auto dimming rear view mirror. That's something you get on the RTL over the Sport, and you get HomeLink, a universal HomeLink system as well too, that you get on the RTL over the Sport. You don't have like a digital camera or anything like that. Honda doesn't have that, and any of their vehicles. I think the ZDX has that because of the partnership with GM, but that's pretty much it. Above your rear mirror, you do have your lighting switch up here, LED interior lighting, which is nice. You do have a power moonroof, which that's something you get on the RTL over the Sport. So you can see here, you can either manually open the shade, or if you open it itself, it'll open it automatically. You also have a tilt feature. Oh, look at the sun just coming in. Look at the beautiful sky out there. Sun is coming in, but if you push it straight up like that, you'll be able to have it tilt up like that to ventilate. So nice to have that standard on an RTL and up. I know pickup trucks don't really have, a lot of them don't have moonroof standard, or some get the big panoramic moonroof, but you just have the standard moonroof on the Ridgeline. The RTL also will give you the power sliding window like I mentioned before. So hit that guy and then you see it, it'll open and close. Sport will not be able to have that feature. And then you have your door light settings if you want the lights to come on when the door come on. You do have a sunglasses holder here that's lined, so it won't scratch up your sunglasses. But they got rid of the conversation mirror here. That way you don't turn your neck and scream at your kids. You could scream at your kids without turning your neck. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, that's gone, and it's just blank, so that's interesting. And you do have a black headliner on the RTL. So kind of looks nice with the brown. I love the brown interior. It's one of my favorite interiors Honda does have to offer. For your vanity mirrors here too, you do have mirrors and you do have lights. I think the RTL give you lights, the Sport won't give you lights. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are trying to decide if you want a Sport or an RTL. There are some upgrades you have over the Sport. Before we jump into the second row of the RTL, one thing I don't think I mentioned on the seating themselves, they are leather trimmed, and that's something you get on the RTL over the Sport. The Sport will have your standard cloth seating, and you see it's perforated on the seat as well too with white stitched. This is how wide the rear doors open on the RTL, and actually all of the Ridgelines. When this generation first came out, I think the door stopped like right here and everyone complained, so Honda made them open wider. I believe back in like 20 or 19 or somewhere around there. The rear door card, hard touch, you get downgraded from the front. Hard touch here, soft touch, but not as soft as the driver. White stitch. You do have power windows, door handle, look like a cell phone holder, a storage, cup holder, and a speaker, and no storage down here. And on the rear seats themselves, they are perforated just like the driver and the passenger on the outboard seats, which are nice. You do have your child lock tether, so for a booster seat or a car seat. For the middle seat, you get two on that seat and two on this one as well. The rear seats do fold up. You pull the handle here and it'll come up and it'll lock into place. That one also can fold up and lock into place as well. It will show you plenty of storage underneath the seats, and you can get rubber mats for there, a rubber mat tray under there for under the seat. Plenty of storage, which is nice. Your dogs can go back there and lose their mind with both seats folded up, put like a blanket on the floor or, you know, weather mats, and just look how much storage you have under there hidden as well. So let's jump into here. I do have the driver's seat all the way back, and I even have it leaned back as well, and I still have a few inches behind me. I'm 5'10", behind the driver, mat pocket, one behind the passenger. You have air vents, but no controls. That's something the Black Edition will give you. That's why you have the blank button I mentioned over there. You do get a power outlet down there, and no USB-C ports. I believe the Trail Sport and Up lights back here as well, and you do have tethers for your car seats up here too. So if you have like a top mount for your car seat. Oh yeah, look, I threw my jacket back in the floor mats so I can show you guys the rear seats back here. But it's a nice place to be. It's nice and comfortable, and I really have no complaints. One thing about the second row on midsize pickup trucks, there's like no room. The Ridgeline is one of the spacious ones you can choose. That's probably one reason why you're looking at this guy over like a Frontier or Tacoma, or I don't know if you're looking at Santa Cruz in this guy, but this is kind of give you, or maybe like a Ranger or something like that. Let's pop the hood and let's see the engine of the Ridgeline. Now, every Ridgeline is powered by a 3.5 V6, and like I said, it's matted to a 9-speed automatic transmission. There isn't any prop rod. No, there's a prop rod, but there isn't any struts to hold up the hood. Every Ridgeline is powered by a 3.5 liter V6 engine, making about 280 horsepower, 262 foot-pound of torque. This is not the updated 3.5 that the Pilot and Passport has right now. This is actually the previous 3.5 V6. When you step on it, it roars at you a little bit more than those. The newer ones try to be a little more sophisticated. And I think they went from a single cam to a dual cam, or a dual cam to a single cam. One of them, I can't even remember right now off the top of my head. But it is still a great powertrain. So let's jump out of here and let's take a look at some interior colors and exterior colors you have available on the RTL. All right, we made it, Honda.com. We're here about to build us a Honda Ridgeline. Here's all of the trim levels. So you see you have the base Sport, RTL, Trail Sport, the new Trail Sport plus the HPD wheels, Black Edition, and Black Edition two-tone. So we're gonna jump in and build us an RTL. So the powertrain, one powertrain, all-wheel drive only, 280 horsepower. You guys kind of know the deal. So let's take a look at the paint colors, and we're gonna start off with Crystal Black Pearl. There's no premium charge, and you have two interior colors to choose from. So you got black or the brown interior, which we went over today. I recommend to take a look at the brown interior in person, because see how this is more peanut butter, more chocolatey actually on the computer versus in person. We're going to take a look at Modern Steel Metallic, which you also get black or brown. You have the new Solar Silver Metallic, which replaced Lunar Silver. It's like a different shade of silver. It only comes in black interior. And now we're jumping into Platinum White Pearl, which you have three options: black, brown, or gray. So the gray you can see is just a lighter interior versus brown and black, but not too light either, which is nice. And the gray gives you a gray headliner. Interesting. So brown gives you black and black gives you gray. I didn't even pay attention to the headliner, so that's interesting. $455 charge for a white. You have Radiant Red Metallic too. Also have a premium charge. You either got black or brown. So brown's going to give you the black headliner, so that's good to know. And then, of course, you have Sonic Gray Pearl, which is the new in color now. And that only comes in black interior with the gray headliner. Now let's take a look at some wheel options. The stock wheel is the 18-inch pewter gray machine finish alloy wheels. You have the optional HPD wheels, which is an all black. So the Ridgeline, the Trail Sport Plus will come with these wheels pretty much. So you also have the alloy finish in the 18s as well, which they look okay. Let's make sure we pick Platinum White Pearl, and let's make sure we pick brown interior. So we're working with what we're working with, feel me? But the black wheel is my favorite. So this is something I would definitely consider. It looks good, pretty much in any color. Honda did a good job with these optional wheels, which are nice. But we're gonna stick to the 18s that come standard with the RTL package. And speaking of packaging, you have 5 PPO packages. And with these packages, Honda will build the Ridgeline and also install one of these packages, or 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, or all of them. So when you are shopping for a Ridgeline, Pay attention to the MSRP because you can look at two different RTLs. One has one package and one don't have any package, and then there is a price difference. So you do save some money because since Honda installed these packaging at Honda, you don't have to pay a like installation fee or labor fee or anything like that. Your dealership will charge because it's already installed before it gets to the dealership. So you have the function package, which is $500, utility hooks, all-season floor mat. You have the trunk bed cargo net and a door sill protection film. Then you have function plus, so we get a little bit more goodies. So you get the hooks, the mats, the cargo net. You get a hard cargo area. Oh, the tonneau cover. You get the tonneau cover and a door sill protection film. Then you have the tailgate blackout package. So this will give you Ridgeline in black and then gloss black rear Honda emblem. Okay, so Honda will be in black. I don't think they'll be able to show you. Yeah, it doesn't give you a preview, which is interesting. But this will be in black and then Ridgeline will be in darker letters too. You can also add those separately. But there's a package from factory that's $250, which, like I said, you save money on labor if you kind of get one with one of these packages on there. You have the utility package, so crossbars and roof rails. And then you have the utility plus, which comes with crossbars, roof rails, and running boards. So if you want to order one from scratch, your dealership can order one from Honda and they can order it with one of these packages or all of these packages or two of them or three of them, so on and so on. And then here are the accessory packages. So this one, you can get it installed at your dealership no matter which trim level you get. You can add it to any of your Ridgelines. So you do have the adventure package, which the prices you are seeing on this currently are just for the parts. Every dealership will vary with installation, shipping, labor, all that good stuff. It will vary. Some could be $100, $150, $120. Be mindful of that when you are shopping as well. And then look at this guy. You get a bunch of goodies on this. You get the wheels, you get the TPMS sensors in the wheels, crossbars, fender flares. So you get a more aggressive fender flare, front grill attachment, black running boards, roof rails. If you really want to dress up your Ridgeline, you can. All season protection package 1, 2. You have the cargo storage package, outdoor essentials 2. You can go to Honda.com, build your Ridgeline, and go through all of these, and you can see what adds on what. We're gonna jump right into the accessories. So these are the accessories you can add, not as the package, but just by itself. So for exterior, you have the bed extender for motorcycles. You have the standard bed extender. You have a bike attachment fork mount. Notice that the RTL does not come standard with roof rails. And I don't even know, does Trail Sport get roof rails? I don't think any of them get standard roof rails. I have to go back real fast. And yeah, notice you do not get standard roof rails on any of the Ridgelines. So you have to add that as an attachment accessory anyways. But you have the fork mount, the full frame bike mount, body side molding, crossbars once you add the roof rails, door edge film, guards. You have the door handle film, door visors, one of my favorite accessories. You have the emblem you can get blacked out, and then there you go with having Ridgeline blacked out on the tailgate, which from factory, you just have the outline, and I think this is a nice accessory to add that looks clean. So you can either have that blackout package or add that separate. You have the fender flares you can add on there because the standard ones are pretty not as tall, but this can come all the way up there, which is nice because the previous HPD, there used to be an HPD package that came with fender flares and stickers and all that good stuff. Now it's just an accessory. Speaking of HPD, you get the front grille, which I love the HPD front grille, the tonneau cover. You have the hood protector. It's an old school accessory right there. You have the kayak attachment. You have the HPD lower door trim. So it's a lot of HPD goodies you can add to your Ridgeline. I'm surprised they won't give you an HPD package that comes with all that good stuff. But you have the HPD mud flaps, which I love how those look. I rather these than splash guards. You have the oil pan guard. So you have the skid plate you can add, which is nice. I think the Trail Sport come with that standard? It does. Available on Sport, RTL, Black Edition, and Black Edition two-tone. So Trail Sport, get that standard. You can add it to your Trail Sport Ridgeline. You have the roof basket. You have the roof box, the midsize, you have the short one, roof rails themselves. Now they vary. Oh, because you can either get black or silver. Interesting. I don't think previously you had the option to choose a color. I think it only came in one color, or maybe not. Maybe I was not paying attention. I have no idea. But you have running boards. I know this one you can get different ones. Yeah, so you can get black ones or with the lights underneath, which is cool. I haven't seen the lights one in person, but snowboard attachment, splash guards. It's funny that they separate them. Usually you can get they're a set, but now you can get either the front by itself or rear by itself. You have the paddleboard attachment, bed tent, which is cool, trailer hitch towing kit. So you already have the towing package, but you can get like the receiver, I mean the hitch ball mount and the ball itself and all that good stuff. You have a 1/7/8 and then 2-inch ball, the cargo net, black wheel lug nuts, wheel locks, and valve stem. So a lot of exterior accessories you can dress up your Ridgeline if you want to after the fact once you buy it. And then for interior, you got all-season floor mats. You have door sill protection. Trail Sport will come with rubber mats already. That says Trail Sport on there. But the RTL, you get the regular carpet, like I showed you guys in the video. First aid kit. You have the in-bed trunk cargo tray. The dividers that this one have, because this one has the protection package. You have the cargo net in the trunk. You have the carpet. That's a nice touch. You can add a carpet in there. You have the under seat cargo tray. So this is what I was talking about in the video. Under the seat, you can have this tray, and you can also have your rubber mats there as well. Rear seat covers, rear under seat storage system. I think that's actually nice to have as well too. Keep it organized on there, and utility hooks. And then that's pretty much it for the interior. And then it's why is this thing not scrolling up? There we go. I don't know what my computer doing. You can add backup sensors to your RTL because that's standard on, I believe, the black edition. I think you have to add it on as a accessory on the Trail Sport as well. I'm lying. Trail Sport will come with a standard and a black edition. So the Sport and RTL is optional on, which is nice. And is it just for the rear? Yeah, I think it's just for the rear as well. It's not for the front. So that's something to be mindful of. If you don't want a Trail Sport, if you want parking sensors and you don't want to pay for a Trail Sport, you rather just add it as an accessory. Look at this is only sensors in the rear. It won't have sensors in the front, so you might as well get a Trail Sport to get the front and rear sensors that come with a standard engine block heater, and then you can have welcome lights on the side without the running boards. So that's interesting as well. So let's jump right into pricing. Base price is $43,395 for Platinum White Pearl. You pay $455 for the premium color. Destination and handling is $14.95. You have an MSRP at $45,345, so just under $46,000. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you think about the RTL. Do you rather get a Trail Sport? Do you rather get a Sport? Do you rather not even get a 26? Do you rather get, 25 and 26 is literally the same thing as far as features and everything. The 26 is just a little bit more, but I'm sure if you're trying to order a Ridgeline right now, you probably can't order 25 anymore anyways. I think they only build in 26s. Drop a comment below. Would you rather a Ranger, a Tacoma, a Frontier, a Canyon, maybe something smaller like a Santa Cruz, Maverick? Let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next walk around.